Yo. We are getting ready for some more courtroom drama. What's going on, VR? How you doing? Also, want to give a big thank you to everybody. On YouTube, we are about to hit 15 subscribers. Thank you very much. Super, super helpful. You're still recovering from infinite wealth? Bro, I wish I had infinite wealth. You're so brain fog tired? Oh, jeez. Did the side quests get to you? I still need to play that. I need to play almost all the Yakuzas, actually. You miss your Japanese soaps? We're gonna have to redo it. I don't even remember half the stuff we did on Yakuza 0. So we'd have to restart it. You didn't even touch the side stuff in your 52-hour stream? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, see, I get too obsessed and I'm like, I can't just leave the side stuff. Hey, what's going on, Scoops? What's going on, Dimitri? How y'all doing? 90 hours of stuff to do minimum? I mean, we can do that. I mean, we're already eventually going to be doing Persona 5 Royal, which is 250 hours total if you do all the side stuff. You're holding up? Nice, nice. By the way, just thought I'd put this out there. I found it really humorous. A lot of the video game article people are are bashing the Persona 3 Royal or Reload because its story is too dark compared to Persona 5. Like, really? You can never make... Hey, I'm a Persona weeb, and I'm very happy. I love it. I'm super happy with all of them. It's all of these stupid news article people. They're bashing it. They tried to lay out the whole game like they played it all in one night. Because it just came out last night, and they're like, yeah, all of this stuff. We already did all this. Made it to the weekend. There you go, Diclonish. Welcome, Diclonish. How you doing? All right. They probably read a walkthrough for the OG, pretty much. But they were like, oh, it's so dark. Like, they shoot themselves in the head, and it's like, well, yeah. Did you guys ever see the first one? Like, it's meant to be a horror RPG. Persona's been good? Hell yeah. I know, the critics are ridiculous. Just like that one critic, oh my god, it cracked me up. One critic tried to bash Pal World after Pal World's massive success. I was like, dude, your career's done. Like, you don't do that. You just don't. If you don't like the game, I get it. Just keep your mouth shut, you know. But if the game is doing so well that it's outselling, like, everything, just don't try and say it's the worst game ever made. You've been more of a SMT fan since the world ends on every game, right? I really liked the DS tactics-based RPGs from the SMT series. They were really good. I liked the whole idea of, because it was like, oh, you're locked down, and you know, you're all stuck in this town, and it's like everybody's trying to survive, and you know, everybody's freaking out because they don't have any food. It was really cool. Yeah, 8 million copies of Pal World sold in the first week. Exactly. You can't wait till these hateful reviewers find out if you cheat on your max social links. They get mad at you, right? Then lower their rating. Exactly. Unless you play number 5, which there is a route for the harem route, but they all still hate you. But they don't lower the social links, which is good. Four doesn't either. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna have to go through all the personas. We'll probably do that once the beginning of the year ends, because we've got a lot of games coming out that we're gonna be playing on the channel, and you know, of course, uploading to YouTube. We've got, you know, Persona here. We've got the games we're already playing: Apollo Justice, Dragon's Dogma 2, eventually Yuden Chronicles. Man, we just got so much. Oh yeah, Rise of the Ronin, or whatever it's called. We got that. The new Final Fantasy 7. That's gonna be huge. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming out. But anyways, we are here for some courtroom drama. All right, is everybody ready? We get to learn Wingdings today. Frickin' damn people only talking wingdings. What the hell? All right, it is trial time, everyone. Oh yeah. July 9th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. We actually get the trial going. Everybody get your juror hats on. And don't forget, we do have the objection channel point redeem, which you guys can have fun with. Court is now in session for... Wait, how do I say that? Maki Tabaya, Your Honor. The Pixie of the Archipelago. Archipelago. Right. His trial. Court is in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Air Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. Ah, my opening statement, yeah? No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? What? Why are we bringing this up right now? Huh? I mean, you wouldn't say, get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial. The Chief Justice's son. Chief Justice? His son is inflicted with the most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. Why are we bringing this up in the middle of another court case? you just air guitar in front of them and walk out of the room? Yeah, then I'll do it. Hell yeah. So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups just ever say what's on their mind instead of pretending? She's looking at me with... Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? Damn, they ended his damn inner monologue real quick. In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Uh-oh. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck, Air Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. That sounds like you're trying to put him in the hospital. First, to review the victim in this case. Roman Latos, age 35. That man's age 35? Goddamn. The global manager for diva songstress Lamior. Cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. The court accepts this into evidence. Okay, cool. We finally got it. Let's see if it tells us the actual caliber. 45 caliber. That's quite large, isn't it? Okay, hold on. What about this? Does it say that it's a 45? Okay, same things. Okay, this is exactly the same thing that they said last time. Damn, okay. Blood loss due to a 45 caliber bullet wound. Time elapsed between shooting and death currently under review. Time of death 9 p.m. to 9:30. Okay. A direct hit from that could knock a man on his feet. Off his feet. However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. Bullshit. There was like no blood on that floor. Your Honor, someone appears to have yeeted their last... Damn it. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering. Crime photo added to the court record. 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed. The other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit. I see. Court accepts this evidence. Diagram added to the court record. If we're talking about a .45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use. Really? Yeah, apparently that weapon that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. The defense will take more care in choosing examples. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room has only one entrance, this door. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. He's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yet when the witness entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible. Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Maki Tobias. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well. I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand. What are you doing here? Your name and profession, please. I'm a Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow. Security at the concert, you say? Some security I was, and couldn't even stop a murder. Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. Bro, you don't just say that. Oh, it's okay. People die all the time. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career. What? Judge, what? You made a bigger mistake than not catching a murderer? I'm sure that makes her feel much better. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered. And we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony, if you would. That's quite an omission, Your Honor, right? Describe the circumstances of that day, and your discovery of the crime, please. All right, Sky. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room, filled with blaring rock music, and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. Why? It was lucky that a detective was the first on the scene. But that door was the only way out of the room, right? Yeah, pretty much. Then I don't get it. How can they say that Maki did it? Looks like we need a bit more information. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. All right. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. We know that to be true. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. Okay. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant... Hold it! Okay, why? How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know that there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility. The air vent. Oh! Objection! But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. Hey, what's up, Dishes? The defendant? VOC 384 PDB yellow alert? What you talking about, Dishes? The pixie of the Arpego tilted up towards the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. Objection! That's just conjecture. Oh, there was no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know, Air Forehead. Objection! And there's another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Objection! Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant, Maki Tobias' fingerprint. What? What? Oh shit, he was in the vents. Order, order, order! That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Air Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Ugh. Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience. So, this was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. I know the circumstances under which the body was found. I was there. An examination of the crime scene was enough to nail down the killer? I'm sure they have a good reason. They must have had a good reason to arrest Maki. And I'm going to find out what it was. Yeah, we already know what it was. Okay, let's look at what we have. None of it adds up, though. Okay. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. Hold it! We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fräulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. Gee, great. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. Yeah, except for the dude, the magician in frickin' yellow. then, at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots.
Hold it!
I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the other one chatting. I was eating snackoos. Oh, hey! No snacking in court! And you're sure the shots came from Lemior's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. Damn it. Thanks. So, Munch, how about Munch? Irma. We were right, Munch. There, hard to mistaken about that, Munch. Oh my god. Please either talk or eat, not both at the same time. Nope. Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body.
Hold it!
This has got to be the one. Rock. Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring, perhaps, to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? This judge is flabbergasted at the conduct in this courtroom, right? Oh, that's right. When we went into the dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the Gaviniers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked into the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime. If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. Okay.
Hold it!
This is the last one we can press. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say, the stench of conspiracy. That day, at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys! That whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. And it's all because someone stole my keys. I couldn't ride my hog to the show. I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplaced them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murderer's victim's hand on their own. What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hands, that makes you a prime suspect. Exactly. Bro, you can't air guitar your way out of this. Love, slow acting and new. That word is waiting for you. He's singing something. Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was, like a sailor, adrift on the sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. So I put the detective with the most time on their hands to the task. Well, I see. I can accept that. Really, dude? Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands? I believe that's enough of that. Prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. simple and decisive. Okay. New theory. There was a killer in there. Okay. But so was Maki. The manager pushed Maki into the vent. That's why his fingerprints are in the vent. The killer reached in from the tiny window and shot at the guy, which is why both of the bullet holes are on that side. And then he missed with the second one. While he rushed over there to try and probably grab the guy's arm through the window. Or the gun. Maybe he grabbed the gun. Ugh. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict. Even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That'll have to be enough. Ugh, it can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial is finished. Screw you. If the defense has no contradicting evidence, the prosecution has presented our proof, clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain. Apollo, they've got us on the ropes already. Better come up with something quick. I know. Think, what can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that can prove Maki is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that, Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now. This is it, and so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof? Okay, let's look at what we got. We could call up Lamior. She wouldn't talk to us, despite the fact that he said to ask her. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. Oh, really now? And on my million-seller hit song, that word, My Love. There he goes again. Well, that's too bad, because there was a witness. Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not? Because I am the only one in the world who knows this. What's going on? I just talked to him, and now... He's alive! Mr. Latos, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. You're cold? Don't worry. You're going to be fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Tolatos. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is... Siren. What? The victim said this before he died? Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Air Forehead said he says. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself.
Objection!
But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That is enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Bro, don't word it like that. The judge is going to award us with a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for. Bro, Claver, stop it. No more talking about stiffers. There's no backing out now. Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice.
Bruh.
Right?
Take that!
Lamior? Recall Mr. Latos's last words. The witness is Siren. Clever mentioning stiffers like that, right? The siren. Aha! He meant the siren. Yes. Bro, capitalizing the S doesn't change it. That's right. The siren of the ballad, Lamior. Lamior was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, my claim still stands. There was no witnesses to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? Don't call her a horse. We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show Lamior to the witness stand. Lamior, he would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind. Ah, you can speak English? Yes, I can. Though I'm not very good, there is much I do not know. You speak so well. Have you spent time here before? Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language. What the? You did not just become born with the English language in your brain. Don't even. Nor where I studied it. Oh, what? You're going to say you have amnesia now? What does she mean? She doesn't know. I, too, thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. And what's that? Lamior suffers from Bruh. Amnesia? Lamior is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Whoa! She's even more mysterious than I thought. As a lauded singer, Lamior, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. BS, dude, you're the prosecutor. I see. I care surprisingly little about people's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamior. Now it's going to come out that she was secretly an assassin. And there's a trigger word that triggers her to kill random managers. Thank you. Yet there's something I do not understand. I am being called a witness. What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Lamior, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Oh my. Well, congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy. Ugh. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Judge, stop hitting on the witness. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime. she's going... Okay, I'm calling it right now. In her testimony, she's going to mention that she never went back into her room. That's when we're going to show her her brooch. As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Boom. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. I already fucking knew it. I called it. I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. I hope he wasn't too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go. Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Amir wouldn't talk to me at the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. Of course she knows something. She saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, yep. I did not return back to after the second set.
Objection!
Done. I'm sorry, Lamior, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lamior's. She was wearing it for her song. Boom! I knew it! Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place. At the very scene of the crime. What? Lamior, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. Oh, her veil hit her in the forehead. What is the meaning of this? Lamior, please explain. Lamior? Oh, she reverted to Wingdings. She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not going to work here. Bend over and watch the butt plug get shoved into the guy. That's all I see from that first line. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact. Really? Why, how can he understand Wingdings? What now? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage. But only for a moment. What? Yeah, but she did mention she didn't go backstage at all, so she has to change her testimony. Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. Is she really saying all that? What is she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident... Oh! She's talking about that? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. Yeah, but it was already mentioned that she didn't know about the murder. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Mr. Latos, can you hear me? Cold, so cold. Witness. You're cold? Okay, he's gonna say the same thing. Yep, he's saying the same thing about the siren. Oh, and then the door closed. Okay. Okay. Yep. We covered it in the last episode. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. So this is when your brooch dropped? That explains that. It does. There was no other time it could have dropped. That's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Yeah, why wouldn't she be freaked out about her manager? Her forehead. She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. So she looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Their forehead shouting, who's there, no doubt. Actually, that was shouted after the door closed. A horrible voice indeed. Ugh. I closed the door immediately. Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamior, you did look into the room, though, right? Yes. Testify as to what you saw. Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. Okay. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latos's body was behind a wall. Okay. That... I mean, that could definitely be viewed as she wasn't able to see it. Because there's a chair and a wall in the way. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and was told to wait there. There's gotta be something with this, right? Hold on. We're gonna have to do our perceive thing here. I'm trying to see if there's any differences already. Okay, let's perceive here. Let's look around. Here again. We can't see her hands. I'm not seeing anything. Okay. Went back for just a moment. It's got to be that first line. She saw nothing. And I was led to the police room by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. Wait. How would she... That was where I had learned that something had happened. I know she's blinking, but she blinks in the other ones too. See, she blinks here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, she always blinks. And we can't go low enough to see her hand. Maybe we have the ability to use it, but we don't need it yet. Hold on. Maybe there's like a lip twitch or something? No, she's dead. She's dead set on this one. Let's see if I can go lower. We'll try to go lower again. Yeah, see, we can only go this far. It has to be this one. This is the new one. So whatever we're looking for has to be here. I'm watching for like an eye twitch. There it is, there it is, there it is. We saw it. It's the neck. It's the neck. She swallows.
Gotcha!
The late Mr. Latos's body. The late Mr. Latos's body, you say? Yes? You know something more about Mr. Latos's death than you're saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. Oh! It's true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latos have to be shot? One moment, Lamior. Yes? What was it you just said? Why did Mr. Latos have to be shot? Yes? She was hiding something. I knew it. Lamior, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradicted your testimony. Eh? How could that be? Take this! Lamior contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. Okay. It would be this. Because she just mentioned that, she couldn't see him.
Take that!
If I do not understand the meaning of contradiction, it is you who contradict, Mr. Justice. Huh? Your evidence is meaningless. Wrong evidence. Gotta think this over. What did she say again? Why did Mr. Latos have to be shot? That's right. That totally contradicts her testimony.
Oh no.
Take this. Okay, so wait. If it's not that... If it's not that, then what is it? The gun? Autopsy report? Blood loss due to .45 caliber bullet wound. Time elapsed between shooting and death. Currently under review. So is it the gun?
Take that!
Damn it. Okay. So what are we missing here? This? The autopsy report? The brooch was found in the front, but that's what I'm saying. How would that contradict her testimony? It's about why did he have to be shot? The brooch was found in the front, and that still, you know, matches up. Key ring found in the victim's left hand holds keys to a guitar case and a motorcycle. Why did he have to be shot? Was it because of this? Would it really be the keys?
Take that!
Shit! Okay, we're gonna go with the brooch then.
Take that!
Nope, it's not the brooch. We got one more shot. Why did Mr. Latos have to be shot? Okay, so the only other thing would be death due to loss of blood from a gunshot wound.
Take that!
Oh my god! We just lost. No! That's enough. I see no further need. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. We're gonna. Yep, nope. He's not guilty. Nobody saw this. Nope. This isn't a thing. This didn't happen. Rewind. No, rewind. Retry from this scene. Yes, please. Right? Okay, so... The old, what? Okay, we tried this. We tried this. We haven't tried this yet. We tried the keys. We tried the brooch. Did I try the gun? Did we try the gun? Try the picture or gun? Okay, let's try the gun.
Take that!
Shit! Oh! All right, picture.
Take that!
What? The picture's not it either? Bruh. Oh my god. I'm terrible at this one. Is it the lyric sheet because it was part of everything?
Take that!
Nope. Okay, it's not the lyric sheet. Bruh, we're running out of evidence. You're so confused right now, right? Okay, we went through the gun, the brooch, the key ring, the autopsy report, the crime photo, and the diagram. And the gun. Yeah, we did the gun. We just did the lyric sheet. The only other things we have in our inventory is investigation report and the postcard.
Take that!
Postcard? What? Oh my god. Investigation request. This is the okay, the last three things we have is our attorney's badge, which is never the answer, the investigation request, or the mixing board. The mixing board has nothing to do with this. So it has to be this, right?
Take that!
Oh my god. Really? Okay. Oh my god, Jesus. Tell me, Lamior, how did you know he had been shot? Well, immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. It was the investigation request, right? Yeah, we totally knew that. Yeah, we were just messing around. Yeah, that's it. For the content. Yet you knew that Mr. Latos had been shot. How could you have known? York! Lamior, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Ah, now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Also, you did not know that, right? Even the victim said so. I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latos had been shot. Oh, really? Nah, brother.
Objection!
No, we're not playing that game. Lamior. They call you the Siren of the Valley, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put-down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, though, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing... Oh, I'm doing my best not to make a knob polishing joke. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, yeah. Come on, can't I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Lamior, you looked in from the door for just a moment. Yeah, the door opens this way, which would have blocked off the bullets. Correct. Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes. But they were in the wall the door is on. You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes.
By God Almighty, there will be an avalanche of justice.
Hell yeah. Lamior. Yes? I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something. And I must tell you what it is that I saw. Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Boardmere. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls on you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she knew how Mr. Latos died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamior. Very well. Lamior, please continue your testimony. Very well, I shall. Alright, what you got for us now? What I saw, number 2. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. But it's on the other side of the damn room. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Maki. It was a grown person. I know it was. So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say? Ugh. This is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Air Forehead. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your cross-examination. Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lamior. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. Okay. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Okay.
Hold it!
So you were heading towards the dressing room? Yes. This is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. Yeah, so if she saw that shit before, why would she open the door? About the same time Emma and I heard those shots. I was on my way back. Okay. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it.
Hold it!
What exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes? You need not worry, Lamior. Your choice of words is impeccable. There is a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail? A little window on the wall. I saw the crime from there. There were 2 shots. You couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Maki. It was a grown person. I know it was. I don't believe it was Maki either.
Hold it!
A grown person? That's a little vague. I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know. Oh, certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female. It was a man. A young man. And you're sure of that? Yes. His voice was quite clear. Voice? Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man. So you heard a voice. But wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Latos? Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latos who spoke, I would have known. Indeed. So you were at the window and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man. Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Maki. Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? I still want to say it contradicts something. Because she wouldn't have been able to... From there, if she saw it, why would she run all the way over and open the door? No, maybe. No, it does equal up, because if she was the one that witnessed and he mentioned it, but the gun's over here, which means the killer would have had to have been there. If we could get her to testify as to where the killer stood, this is tough, actually. It really is. How can the gun be on the side opposite the gunshot? Exactly. Well, because so the whole thing is the gunshot. So the window's on the right. Okay. The window's on the right side. It's very small. It can peek in. The body was found right there. Logically speaking, if he was shot here, then the bullet hole should be on the right side, which means the gun was fired to the left, which means that if he was hit, he should have also been on the left side. It seems very contradictory. It's contradictory. Though it pains me to say this, there's something about Lamior's testimony that rings false. Bravo, Air Forehead. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means Lamior has to be lying. I know. And I know it's bad for our case. But I can't shut my eyes to this. That's right, the air vent. Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is as Air Forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction with her testimony. What's next? What next? What's he talking about? Lamior, I understand why you would want to protect Maki. Yet remember, You are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature. That man stole our diss. How dare he? What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room. Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. Yeah, of course it was, and you can only open it from the inside. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure. Lamior, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat less.
Objection!
But she's the only eyewitness we have.
Objection!
So you said. And the victim named her the Siren as the witness? That's right. That's what Mr. Latos. We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility. And it brought us to this. Dear Judge. Yes? The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if Lamior can't testify, we don't have a chance of proving Maki's innocence. This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case. Danke. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Would like to hear from Fräulein Detective again.
Objection!
Wait, let me hear Lamior's testimony one last time. The cross-examination is already over. Until such a time as a need arises. This witness may leave the stand. I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Air Forehead? I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Fräulein Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I dislike saying the same thing twice. And I never repeat a song for an encore. If you would, Miss Sky. Huh. I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latos' killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling. Ah, yes. There was only one door in the room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it. That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through. I certainly would have a difficult time. You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though, regarding the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. The circumstances? Again? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Maki? That was bizarre. Oh, she's right. Why did Mr. Latos' body disappear from the room? And end up on top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less. A perceptive observation there, Judge. Oh, thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things. Judge sure seems pleased with himself. Very good, Fräulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us? Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? Missing body. I believe Maki stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamior's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. and Maki practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Lamior's song? Yes, the guitar serenade. Okay, let's look at this again. On that night, in your embrace, when you stole away the keys my heart held on to so tight. Pleasure, pleasure, but a fleeting melody. It wraps itself around me, and now through the air I fly. Burning in my heart, fire, burn my love away. So we know that the guitar was set on fire. All away, like a bullet of love. Fire, take my life away. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. Okay. You noticed its code, too, did you not? Its code? All the evidence that day followed the lyrics to our song. First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latos's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs an explanation. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad. It's like a story out of some fairy tale. I admit, I'd forgotten about the song. There it is now, waiting for me. Grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know I was the one who first noticed that. I've heard of jumping rope to songs and counting to songs. But killing? It's a wild world out there, Air Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next, the cross-examination. I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. Okay. Missing body. Oh, we still only have one because... Oh, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I believe Maki stole the body because of some lyrics. Okay. He moved the body to match Lamior's song. Okay. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. So the body moved based on the song, according to Emma here. Exactly. The thing is how would he, a blind kid no less, carry the whole body to stage with nobody seeing? No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. And Maki practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Does the prosecution have any idea why'd he do all this? You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deep reason. A deep reason? Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar. Unforgivable acts, even if he had a reason. And worse, if he had none. The Diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone with doing this on just a whim. Freudlorn detective. I take offense to that. Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say. Yes, this crime was planned for sure.
Hold it!
But Mr. Latos spoke English. He may have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in the country, it seems. Okay, can we see tabs on this? Okay, shot during the performance. See, blind pianist. how could he do all this if he's blind? Apparently, he learned English on his own. Great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. What did you say? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song? Remember, we were calling it before, saying that it was probably a publicity stunt. Of course not, and I'm quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. Why would I need a promotion? Everyone already listens to my music. They're even in my textbook at school. And I'd never heard of them. What does that say about me? I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. Maki practically left his signature at the scene. This is the fingerprint. What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes? The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. That means what, exactly? The dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim you met. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim. No. You can't be serious. Maki, you can't see. They're finally bringing up the fact that he's blind. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. No, he didn't. The music was blaring. Poorly. That reminds me. The monitor in that room was blaring. Yeah, but... hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. I knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice. What do I do now? Do we have an objection to this? It would make sense if he wasn't blind. But the gun is so powerful it would have broken his arm. Because he's just a kid. Let's do it. Let's raise an objection. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Maki Tabaya, is, as you can see, tiny. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim. A convincing argument, to be sure. Ha ha, take that, smug prosecution. Apollo? Huh? What? That bit about Maki being tiny. And the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Oh. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Ugh! Oh, cripes, I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get to the facts of the matter on record. If you would, Fräulein Detective. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony. Okay, we had her change her testimony. That's good. That's good. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. Maki practically... Okay. So she just added that one. In the state of the crime scene, you conclude the shooter was blind. But how would he get to the vent? If he was blind and he went by sound, he wouldn't be able to see the chairs and everything. Witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing. Damn it. How is that not... Alright, now we gotta go through this again. Hold on. Nope, nope. Didn't happen. Nobody saw this. Look away, everybody. Go get a snack real quick. Didn't happen. Can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof per se. Huh? You merely raised a possibility. Fräulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the evidence.
Objection!
But wait. If he was blind, finally, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, a very good point. Well, Fräulein Detective, you would care to explain? He certainly seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. Except they weren't part of the... They weren't part of the concert. Why would they? I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Maki Tabaya. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of the stepladder. That's... Why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out for yourself. You only need to consider what that stepladder was doing there. Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder. Well, Air Forehead, out of ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Hollow, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Now can I present the floor plan? Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? Fine. I accept the prosecution's challenge. As I knew you would, Air Forehead. Exactly my up against here. The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see. Therefore, Maki was blinded. The defense will please present their evidence. Oh, cool. We got all of our bars back. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see. Fucking floor plan.
Take that!
I'm not sure that overturns anything, Mr. Justice. Ugh, wrong evidence. What do you mean wrong evidence? There's shit all over the room. First, we don't panic. Even though Monkey's case is leaking water by the gallon. Gavin's on a roll, and it's up to me to stop him. Really? That was just a fail state? Oh my god. Crime scene photo, not the floor plan. No, that's not true. There'd be no reason for the crime scene photo. It just shows the back of him. Move the body to match. Okay. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. Maki practically left his signature at the scene. From the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. There was one of the room? No. We've got the photo of the victim, and then we've got the diagram of the crime scene. And I presented the diagram. He moved the body to match Lamio's song. Except... no, that doesn't make any sense. Because one part of the song deals with Gavin and his guitar, while the other one deals with the murder. I think it was supposed to be Gavin that gets killed. Because all of the original things from the song deal with Gavin. It doesn't make sense that it would be both, when it's specifically talking about one person through the whole thing. He moved the body to match. I still don't think that he could have moved that body. No, it's definitely this one. Okay, we're gonna present the crime photo, the autopsy report. Maybe. Due to loss of blood from a gunshot wound. We already pressed this, right?
Hold it!
Let's try it again. No, okay, this just goes on his deep reason. Yeah, no, it definitely has to be that one. She's also nervously grabbing her hair. I think it has to be this one. This evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. They aren't... oh, damn it. Again? Alright, we got penalized. Nope. Damn it. Okay, we're going down the wrong rabbit hole here. Okay. In the state of the crime scene, I conclude the shooter was blind. Do we need to press this and go back through that one area and then just let it play out? Conclude that the shooter was blind.
Hold it!
Let's see if I can get back to that one state. Okay. We saw this, blah, blah, blah.
Objection!
How do you know about the vent in the first place? Yep. Okay, so we're here. Okay. We're just speeding through the stuff we already read. You would have known that there would have been a way out at the top of the step ladder. You only need to consider what the step ladder was doing there. So the defense's objection has been squashed. Yep. I've never seen. Okay, so aggressive. We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Okay, let's look over this. Okay. Is there anything we can prove that the killer could see? Yes, he had to read the lyrics. Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge, as I knew you would, Air Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? Prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see. Therefore, mocking who's blind did it. The defense will please present their evidence.
Take that!
I'm not sure. Damn it! How does that not... Why are you guys making me go all the way back, though? Burn my love away, all away, like a bullet of love. Fire, take my life away, all away. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. This is the only one we have to go off of, so we have to go back. Back there. Okay, maintenance crew. Everyone backstage is told about the maintenance. Yep. Well, we need something to prove that the killer could see. Did we miss something when we were looking around? Maybe there's like multiple different things? Usually there's not. I don't understand what we could present. We tried the lyrics. The lyrics weren't it. Holds keys to a guitar case and a motorcycle. Murder weapon, a deadly high caliber revolver. Shot in Lamier's room. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. No need. Let's try this. I can't think of anything that proves the shooter could see. Your face does not exactly project confidence. Maybe you should just accept it and move on. Apollo, grow a backbone. Very well, the minister... I couldn't even get a word in edgeways. This doesn't look so good, does it, Apollo? No, it doesn't. What do we do? First, we don't panic. Even though Maki's case is leaking water by the gallon. It's on a roll, and it's up to me to stop him. All right, so we have to present something. So let's really think about this. It proves that they could see. We tried the diagram. That didn't work. We tried the lyrics. That didn't work. Okay. He would have to know where to aim. The only thing I can go off is he would have to know where to aim.
Hold it!
I don't know why we have to go back through this one every time, though.
Objection!
Like the other ones, they just like, try a different piece of evidence. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Damn, this is the hardest one yet. I'm afraid of the next case. Jesus. Gotta put him in his place. Yeah, okay. Alright, alright. I mean, this is the only thing we have to go off of. Okay. The gun. (9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. July 7th. Or the photo. Let's try the gun.
Take that!
Nope. Shit. Alright. Alright. Another failed. You're gonna say photo? It's alright. With this, we get all of our tries back, so that's the important thing. It's the only one left that makes sense. Yeah. Really? You restart? Oh my god, come on. Just let me start from that one, man.
Hold it!
Rather than having to go through this whole dialogue again.
Objection!
We're skipping it all. We already heard it. Okay, the photo's the only one. Come on, come on. Okay, here we go. Come on. Let it be the photo.
Take that!
It is. This is the evidence. Photograph of the crime scene? I don't care how much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face. This is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it into a good use. Very well. Show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. Contradiction. Because the message was wiped. Yes, actually. Oh, I get it. Okay.
Take that!
Contradiction is right here. The smeared blood stains? I thought it was just my blurry vision. But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it. At least I think I get it. Get what, Fräulein? When Mr. Latos was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. It does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat. I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Well, neither would I. Did they just figure it out? No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this. You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Talos was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw it, it was... Wait. Once he saw what it was? But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ack! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Maki Tobias, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible. Order! 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 Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what's all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now, it seems I owe the court an apology. Gavineers are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. during our concert. Apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? This son of a bitch, it was blurred out when we went in there. Like he knows something we don't. And he's about to tell us. I've got an idea. Let's rock. With these documents, but before that, I have a question for the Fräulein detective, if I may. But what? Tell me, why do you think that Maki Tabaya is blind? Oh, son of a bitch. I knew it was going to come back. It's all because that guy, set that up. Huh? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lamure lead him around by the hand all the time? Yep, here it is. No way. I have a report here on the defendant, Maki Tabaya. According to this, Maki Tabaya can see perfectly well. What? His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borgians. He can see quite well. I knew this was happening. Remember, we already called it when Lamia originally said that it was a publicity stunt that she couldn't speak English.
Objection!
In the previous episode. What you said... What did I say exactly? Air Forehead, not once in this court, in the course of this trial, have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was Fräulein Detective. But that's a significant fact, yes. Consider Maki Tabaya's seeds, and he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. What about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Air Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the 45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Air Forehead. Yarg! Oh my god. Oh my god. We are all over the place. I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. Oh, sorry. There's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. If we can please end the bickering now. Whatever. I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that. Aha! Aha what? This bloodstain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? And that seems to be what happened, yes? We might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right. With this. You brought a spray bottle. We're not even back at the crime scene. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet? Ha! As if I'm going to tell you. Bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Okay, thank you. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Right. Go for it, Apollo. Huh? I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Why wouldn't you make the proper authorities do this? Right. Ready? It's easy as pie. Just press A to spray the area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking. Let's do this. What? What is this? IPYX something 14206? Yeah, I see IPYX. Then there's something. Then 14206. Oh, IPYX3 14206. Wow, it really works. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX 134206. Or sorry, 314206. IPXX. Okay, if we were to if we were to really think about it, XX could be considered a year, possibly. Yeah, I guess it's XX. I think it's YX personally, but I guess it's XX. They say it's XX. Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is. If the killer was a robot. Ha ha, I have it. So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Oh, okay. The Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency? Yes. Most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. Oh my god, are you going to say this guy was an Interpol agent? But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Latos even know a number like that? Good show, Freudloin detective. Rock on. Eh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. What? No, you can't. If they're undercover, Interpol will deny their existence. Jaren, you there? Come up to the witness stand. Oh, this fucking guy. Darren, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No. Give me 27. Alright. Fucking... This guy. I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent... Oh, wait. I know. What if Maki Tobias is really an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a Are you fucking joking right now? Are you joking right now? The tiny blind child pianist is an undercover Interpol agent? Where are we going with this? What? No. I don't believe it. No possibility. Don't even entertain that possibility, Judge. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Latos know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we await Darren's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Maki Tobias. What are you talking about? Freudloin detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until the last bit. This does not raise a rather straightforward question. Well, sure. Why did Maki pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. It makes little sense. Why do you think, Air Forehead? Huh? Me? Makitabaya pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Makitabaya pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself. Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? The sightseeing musique. Yeah, it's for her. Maki had no reason to pretend he couldn't see, which means, no, it couldn't be. Good show, Air Forehead. It seems you've thought of something. Why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well. Look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see.
Take that!
That is Lamior? Lamior and Makitabaya. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lamior and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times. Yet, we've just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Maki could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, wasn't it part of their performance? I think there's a simpler explanation. Maki did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Oh, shit, she's blind. Oh my god, if she's blind... But then how would she have seen the murder? But she said she doesn't rely on her eyes, she relies on hearing. Really? Really? It was all the other way around. Oh my god. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamior. What's this? So you mean to say that Lamior is... she's... Yes, Your Honor. Lamior is blind. Oh my god. What? I need to get the sound effect of the courtroom bickering so that we can put that...
Emotional damage!
Right? This is crazy. Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is his vast forehead. Stop. Stop picking on my forehead, bro. Yet I see it is not vast in vain. This time. He's quite correct. But that makes no sense. Yeah. Wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound? Or something? This is madness. Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lamior herself? I believe she's still in the witness waiting room. You know what? I think Gavin really wants to actually be a defense attorney. And that's why he keeps doing this. What does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I didn't even imagine it until now. Bailiff, bring in Lamior. Lamior, it pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way, and yet I must. Please, do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes, she really can't see? Really? It is true. Here comes Lamir back into the courtroom, right? How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Borgnian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world. So you are... Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lamior. Unless she's the actual agent and she shot him. Because she was on the side of the window. That would explain why the bullets were on that side. She fired twice because she missed once and then shot him. Alright. That's what I'm going with. Lamior's the murderer. She's the blind murderer. And the actual witness was the kid who climbed up the vent. Because Lamior... But he was shot in the shoulder. Maybe Lamior tried to shoot the kid, and the guy got in the way. Know, too, that my memories began in darkness. Which means if she was an Interpol agent... What if she's a sleeper agent? And we go back to that original spiel of having a code word that activated her. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamior. I see. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial, Air Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witness. Ah. Now, Lamior, I must ask you to stand once more. But that means you kept that bit of information from the whole court, Flavor. Fucking Gavin, man. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Yes. Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a little bit lost here, Your Honor. Oh my god. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. But this is a murder trial. I apologize. It was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret, no matter what. I hate to tell you this, lady, but, court law supersedes, corporate contractual obligations. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would. She told us the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. How did she know that there was bullet holes? Perhaps it is best if we let you get it out of your system. Yeah, she saw nothing. Exactly. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the... Too stressful? Okay. There was only one part of that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. I have no memory of the light. The debuted in a world of darkness and sound. Okay. My producer came up with the PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. Except your manager said that you were a witness. When you say your staff, you include Mr. Latos. Of course, he was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's bugging me. I knew it. I knew it. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. You're thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. He's alive. Mr. Latos, can you hear me? Cold. So cold. Witness. Cold. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. The witness can't see. Oh, Jesus. Hang in there, Mr. Latos. Tell me, who was the witness? Witness is Siren. Okay, so that's what he meant. It's not that he couldn't see. It's that the witness couldn't see. Damn it, that's what they're going with. Mr. Latos told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. Tisk, tisk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Damn it, I knew it. I knew it. Think of his last words once more. The witness, Siren. We've heard them many times along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself. That statement is not what I refer. I meant what he said before that. Before? What came before? Ah! That's right. He tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see. Too bad the defense did not. Bro, stop it with your quirky comebacks. Well, Air Forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Ugh. Damn it. Order! Order! Recall Lamior's earlier testimony. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop. Yes, but she specifically said that she looked through the small window. But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. That is not the most important point here. Yes, it is! Hmm? The moment he was shot, Mr. Latos witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? But he was shot in the back. Which means... And the bullets went on that side. No. No, I don't believe it. But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots. And the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course. What if this? Agent comes in. Okay. Shoots him in back with silencer. Latos pulls out his .45 and shoots twice, but he's left-handed because he got shot on the left shoulder, so that's why he missed twice. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know in an instant. Your Honor. What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in session here? We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Ah, the Interpol number that Mr. Latos left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescent, your report, please. I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Darren. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Roman Latos. Okay, so he was an agent. Okay, we've established that. Oh, what? Oh, shit. David is even like, excuse me? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latos himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And a cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Latos was an undercover Interpol agent. So him being Lamier's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. It concerns that 45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. It was his. It was his. It was his. Apparently, it belonged to him. Yes. Oh, perfect. Perfect. That hair is crazy on Darren? Oh, yes, it is. It's a giant pompadour. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. No, he wasn't. He wasn't killed with his own weapon. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything. It's got to tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Wait! Lamior? Is something the matter? That voice just now. Oh, shit. Darren? Mr. Darren, is it? It was him. Oh, I'm sure of it. It was him? You aren't saying... That voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latos when I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Darren. Is this some kind of joke? What? Oh my god. No way. Bro. That's why the guitar was off. He had a stand-in on the stage. She wasn't in the courtroom when she was first asked to investigate. He mentioned that she was outside in the waiting room. The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state. The trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. Lamior fingering Darren Crescent. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lamior heard? Things are changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with them. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo. To be continued. Holy shit. Oh my God. Day 2. We're going to have a whole nother day of investigations. Okay, so let's try and add some predictions, everybody. Let's try and think about this. What will the prosecution use? I'm going to say they're going to mention the fact that the music was blaring over the speaker, and that's the voice she heard. But the thing is did he have any lyrical lines is the better question. Because I don't know if he did or not. I'm going to put some music on real quick while we wait. So, actually, maybe I shouldn't. No, we will. Okay, so we'll just do it really low. But because what we know happened with Darren, what we know of Darren is he was the second guitarist, right? He was on guitars. And we know the second guitarist was, had an issue with the soundboard. So if he was in the room, he had a stand-in, take his place on stage, which could explain why he was offbeat. Now, if it's the other way around and somebody dressed, well, it wouldn't matter if he dressed it him, he would have to sound like him. But the better question is how did the detective get Latos's weapon? But even still, he would have had to have been on the other side. And how did he escape? The only thing that could have happened is either one. Okay. Let's assume, okay? Let's assume that Lamior is blind, okay? If she is blind and she clearly heard the voices, what if the window was open and Darren shot in from the window? That's why she could clearly hear the voices. Because remember, she's blind, so she wouldn't have known if the window was open or closed. Okay? That would also explain why the killer wasn't there. Okay? And we assume that the kid is not blind. That would explain why he could climb up the vent. Because he was in the room at the time of the shooting. So he's the actual witness. Okay? So we can assume that. Now, the other possibility is that she's lying about him being involved. And she's lying about actually being blind. And she was on that side of the window. And she's the one that fired the gun at him. Now, mind you, throughout this whole court case, by the way, little upset, nobody's tested the gun for prints yet. Not a single person has tested the gun for prints. But still, this is very interesting, and I am looking forward to seeing what how this transpires. But we will wait on that until next time. Thank you all for joining, and we will pick this up again probably in 2 days. Tomorrow we're going to do another episode of Persona 3, and like I said, we're just going to rotate. And if we need to add another game into the list, then, well, that's how it'll go. No waiting, 24-hour stream? No. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. Maybe one of these days. Maybe if we reach a milestone or something, you know? I'll do a 24-hour stream. Let's say... I'm going to set an actual goal. I'll set an actual goal. I will try a 24-hour stream when either we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube Or for here, if we, what would be a good one? What would be a good one for Twitch? The only reason I'm doing the 100 subscribers on YouTube is because it's free for everybody and it doesn't actually cost you guys money. So I have to think of something good for here. You gonna get all your mates to sub on YouTube? Do it, brother. I want to think of something here that doesn't cost you guys money. A 24-hour stream. A community challenge? I guess I could. I guess I could set up a community challenge. Set it at maybe 50,000 points. Bro, you have 50,000 points. You can use 2K a day. I mean, I could. Or, I mean, yeah, I guess so, but 24-hour stream. 50K, 100K. You can't dump all of it, unfortunately. This is true. All right. I'll figure it all out. I'll figure it out, and I'll post it on Discord. But either way, thank you all once again for coming over. And I will see you guys tomorrow. You have a good one. Bye.